Uh-huh.
Actually, probably pull a chick.
Yeah.
Probably 22. There's a bar right downstairs, and I can bring her up here. And before we go to town on my bed, I can be like, "Hey, check it out. StarCraft 2 is awesome." And then I get her wrapped into it because I'm fucking good at
Yeah,
convincing
but
people
while
of
you're
shit.
doing that, Valve and Riot's like
I don't
fucking
give a fuck. I
20,000
don't care.
tentacles are already pulling more people in. And also, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna have farms of people playing Starcraft? What are you doing about all the people that are quitting the game because it's not
Again,
exciting
my
to play more?
point is if I can help one person with positive, doing something
Yeah,
positive,
but you're
and if
looking at it as a personal
and
gross
if
instead
that
of an
person tells
overall
a
net.
person,
Let's look at the overall net of what's going on. Because while you get one person to play, like 10 people quit that day. Like, how are you gonna outdo Blizzard's fuck ups as your own individual? Like, that's not
well,
gonna
it's like
happen.
again, like being negative, that's even worse of a severance than being positive, right?
Not if the negativity spurs some kind of positive
So
growth.
so you're saying, all right, let's chop off 100 so we can get 1,000. Where I'm saying, you know what? Let's just try to
Let's
do
just
as many
continue to
pluses as
bleed off
possible.
more people at a time.
No.
Like, like,
Again,
like you're viewing the StarCraft 2 population as say 1 million players, and then you're trying to say like, well, we can grow it like little by little, while you're losing at higher rates than what you're actually growing it. Because
well,
there's no
I
way that
mean,
you as an individual can get more people
we
playing than what
might
have
be
already left.
targeting the wrong things, man. Like I'm MLG, right? Like StarCraft 2 is a very, 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 very small puzzle piece of what MLG is doing. So if I can personally get into all these other games and I love all games, right? If I can help anything with StarCraft, I'm gonna fucking do it. It's like
I mean,
I
that's
I
cool,
have
and I
that
and
ability.
I and I agree too. But there are different.
And like you have things you can do as well. It's like if we do these positive things, like it's
There,
much better than just
we're
focusing
you're
on the next.
talking about different goals though. Like what your goal sounds like is to just have this fun game and to get this little community. Like your goal now is kind of the same way that I viewed. Do you know what a mud is?
No.
Okay, a mud stands for multi-user dimension. Okay, it's a text-based game. It's kind of like I get kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. So how I used to view mods is the same way that you're viewing StarCraft, such that I would try to find friends to play, and I would tell other people about it, and I'd play the game, and I'd
It
post
was
on
a
like
small example of
forums.
what I was proposing, but go
No,
on.
it's a perfect example because it's like you're trying to do everything you can to get more people to play, and it's fun and it's awesome and that's cool. But that goal for a super small niche community is much different than I want this game to be center stage in the world like it can
Well,
be.
okay, here's
Those
the
are two
difference though.
totally different things.
Here's the difference. So I understand that nothing I necessarily say to Blizzard is going to get them to speed up their process. So rather than spending my time ranting about it and being upset about it and my energy on writing paragraphs on why StarCraft 2 is dying, I'm going to be using my energy. Like again, it's relevant. Like Blizzard.
And that's
Again, we
fine.
we agree that
Okay,
Blizzard's not going to change, or
if
they're
you
going
want to
to.
do that, that's fine. But then we're talking about two totally separate things because you're talking about building up your own little community of StarCraft 2 players, and I'm talking about what would be required for StarCraft 2 to be a major contender on the world stage of esports. Those are two totally different goals. Most people want what I'm talking about. There are some people that are okay with what you're talking about, but the failure in what I'm talking about is what most people are upset over. StarCraft 2 is never going to die such that nobody ever plays it anymore. No one will ever start playing it because that's always going to happen. There are still people that pick up Command and Conquer for the first time. But that's a lot different. That's a far cry from StarCraft 2 as center stage in the world of esports. There's a big difference between that, between those two things, right?
But I thought, doesn't this all come down to do we think Blizzard is going to do anything? Like I thought we got past that. But they're not like again. We're not trying to like no matter what we say, that nothing's going to change. If that's the basis of what we're talking about,
What do you mean? I'm lost.
I don't know how else to explain it, man. What? I don't, man. Just be positive. Don't be negative. It's not hard.
You have to be. It's not about being positive or negative. It's about being results oriented. There's a 0% chance that
Nothing.
positivity will spur Blizzard on to do something. There's a higher than 0% chance, however low it may be, there's a greater than 0% chance that negativity will spur Blizzard on to remedy the problems.
Negativity will hurt viewership and it'll make people not want to watch StarCraft 2 if they
The
think it's gonna
amount of
die.
negativity that my post caused will be a glimmer, a blip on the radar compared to how many have left because of Blizzard's ineptitude, and it will never change. No matter how hard I try, I can never do as much damage to StarCraft 2 as Blizzard did in the first 6 months of its release. I can't. Even if I tried, no matter how hard I tried, it's a joke. No, no, no. You hear that as a joke. What you see you see me damaging maybe like a 150,000 active player base of a game, but what I see is the damage that Blizzard did to a potential 2 million active player base to a game. So we're looking at
Yeah.
like totally
Fuck,
different
that sucks,
realities.
doesn't it?
No, well, like I'm just saying that like you see me like Steven, there's 150,000 players, and what you're saying might cause someone to leave. And what I'm saying is there should be like 2 million fucking players. Like if some people get turned off by the negativity,
And,
then
and you're
whatever.
trying
But
to rile up 100,000 to affect those 2 million. We can do
no, no,
something
no, the 2
positive,
million are
different.
gone. Like Blizzard is the only one that can
No, you
protect.
can engage them. It's
No,
not
you
hard.
can't. If you have a shit game or a shit base to work from, then you can't. Like it's too hard. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't. You're never gonna evangelize your game as well as the publisher can.
I feel like if esports just gets really big, and StarCraft 2 will be carried along, right? Is it a
Yeah, but
competition thing?
StarCraft was carrying esports to be
I know,
carried.
but is it a competition thing? Like, we want StarCraft 2 to be better than League and better than Dota, or are we okay with?
Do you think is it a competition thing? Okay, so I do Destiny's Build-A-Box where I build computers for people, right?
God damn it!
I do.
Stop this shit, man. Just
do you
fucking
mean?
get to the point. Fuck you.
I'm not. No, that's the point. I do that. That's what I do. Okay.
Oh, you do?
I
Oh,
build.
okay.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's
you
not a
do,
joke.
don't
I
you?
do.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yes.
thought you were
Yeah. I've
completely
almost
making
put
up
together
a
like
fucking
15,
story.
20 systems. No.
Okay, sick. How's
Okay.
that going? Can you
right.
make me a box?
What? If
make
you
me
want me
one.
to, yeah, I only charge you 15% commission. For you, I would discount it to 5%. Okay.
How much is it?
I don't know. It's 50. I charge
Why
50%
don't I
of
just go to
cost parts. Okay.
iBuyPower? Why should I trust
Because
your
I
little
can build
piggy
you a better
bank?
system than any of those other sites that will do what you want it to do for cheaper. Because those sites are terrible. Okay. iBuyPower, CyberPC, whatever. They all suck. Okay. Okay. So
What's your background? What's your degree?
my background, well, it doesn't matter. My whole
Well, I
reputation
want to
rests
know
on me
if
putting
I'm
together.
going to spend
If
fucking
I
money on.
fuck a system up for you, it hurts my entire reputation and it damages my ability to do business. Okay, that should be all the motivation that you need to trust me, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's say that my business grows such that I hire a few people to work for me. Okay,
Okay.
and let's say that it's getting to where I'm doing like 30 to 50 deals a month. Okay, so
Yeah.
30 to 50 deals a month. I profit maybe I gross maybe 100 to 200 bucks per system, right? And let's say it gets to the point to where, hey, like I've got a little bit of extra money now because this is actually growing. I could actually see a positive return of investment by investing this money into some kind of advertising. So I have $2,000. Let's say I have $1,000 a month that I can invest in advertising that I think can give me like a positive return. Okay. So, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I look to esports, right? I look to esports and I can invest $1,000 a month into a LoL team that reaches X number of viewers, into a Dota team that reaches X number of viewers, or to a Starcraft team that reaches X number of viewers. I'm looking for the biggest bang for my buck. Okay? Who do you think I'm going to invest in? Like
Right
if you
now.
were me, like where would I put my money?
Um. How big are you? Are you small business still?
I'm $1,000 a month is what I have to invest in advertising. Where am I going to put my money? This is econ. It's not even 101. This is Babby's first econ class. Okay. I'm gonna put my money.
I would
towards
target your audience first. Whoever
well,
watches
the audience,
this,
the
or whatever you're
demographics
doing.
are almost the same. The demographics are very similar between LoL, Dota, and StarCraft 2. It's all computer video game stuff, right?
I would pull your YouTube audience and see what they're wanting. That's what I would do. And make
No.
a video out of it.
So
give the
what I would
community-
do as somebody that's not retarded is I would just go. Okay. What I would do is I would just
I
go.
just gave you fucking genius marketing
No,
plan.
no. What
Trash
I would
it.
do
Hey,
is
go on.
I would
Like me a
invest my
little
money
Destiny.
into wherever I have the most eyes. That's how in the real world, that's how businesses do their advertising. They put their money towards whatever the most eyes on their product is, right?
Yeah, well, if like you're part of the product too, like your brand, Steven, Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Why is it so silly to try to cater to the audience who really supports Destiny, being your YouTube subscribers? I don't understand.
What? That
That's
has
where
nothing
you're.
to do with what we're talking about. What we're talking about is I have a company that builds computers for people. I'm not talking about Destiny.
So it's
at all.
not you. Is it Destiny or who is it?
Please, don't lose sight, okay, Alex? Put
Trying to
your
help
thinking
you out,
cap on,
Steven.
okay?
See, because I'm.
If I have $1,000 to spend a month in advertising, I'm gonna put
Okay,
that
then you're gonna
towards
go for the
whatever
bigger-
gives
yeah,
me
of
the
course,
most eyes.
obviously,
Okay?
yes, obviously.
So
I thought
when
this
you
was some sort of
say
trick question.
no, it's not a trick question. So when you say
Okay.
is it a competition? I mean, is it a direct competition? Yeah, it kind of is, because if StarCraft 2 is a lot smaller and it targets the exact same demographic of people, which it does, and a lot of the events coincide with other big events where other games are present, such as Dota 2 or LoL, why would you
Yeah.
ever target the smaller audience when there is the same demographics, the same ROI, the
Sure.
same conversion percentage, like all of that? Why would you put money into the
But
smaller scene? You're always going to go with whatever is going to get more eyes on your product.
I agree. And again, the discussion here isn't is could Blizzard be doing stuff better? The discussion
Well, no,
is
no. I'm just answering your question where you said, "Is it a competition?" And I'm telling you that yes, it is a competition. You're competing for advertisement dollars.
okay,
In a
yes.
free market, pretty much
I agree.
everything is a comp. Okay,
I agree. It's a competition.
okay,
Are we good? Okay.
okay.
So, Blizzard not doing the right things to help themselves in the competition.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
rather than chopping at Blizzard's legs with a fucking baton in a track race, why not pick up the baton and give it to them or help run next to them or something? That's all I'm saying, man.
Like what?
Like again, I just gave a great idea, like embracing the fact that TI3 and WCS are on the same weekend.
We're like jumping into totally different topics.
Uh, no, we're not, man. It's all
Have you
the same.
ever you watch Breaking Bad?
This is positive stuff you can do, not negative stuff,
Do you
right?
ever know? Have you ever heard of the term tough love?
Well,
What do
are we
you have
talking
you ever
about
heard
my
of the stories
ex-girlfriend or
of
my
no?
ex-girlfriend?
No. Have you ever heard? We're talking about your mom riding on top. That's tough.
Shut
Shut the fuck up. Okay.
the fuck up,
So,
okay.
have you ever heard of the stories of the families where there'll be a child that starts doing drugs or blah blah blah, and it's terrible, and it gets to the point to
Time for
where
shit.
the mom and the dad go, "Okay, you know what? You're fucking up really bad. We're kicking you out because you need to figure your shit out, right?" Ultimately, that ends up to hopefully be a positive, but initially it's kind of negative, right? Because the child gets thrown out on their own. They got to figure shit out, and they got to get their life together, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. Like,
Just don't chop at their legs, man. That's all I'm saying. Why is that hard to agree with?
because it's wrong.
Oh my god. The worm is trying to crawl to the hole and you're grabbing the tail and pulling it back rather than pushing it
No,
forward.
that analogy doesn't fit at all. What are you talking
Okay, hold on.
about?
Let me think of another one. You're fucking building a PC and there's a munchkin who's watching you, who's giving you the wrong instructions. That's the bad way. Why not give them the right instructions on how to build the PC? Make it more efficient. And it's a slow computer, and the slow computer is trying.
No,
It wants
that
to be
is a
faster.
terrible analogy. How about you look at it as a drug user who's damaging their life because they're addicted to some kind of narcotic, and in order to get their life back on the right track, you've got to rip the narcotic away from them. You've got to go through the withdrawal, which is a
Oh
negative, a
god.
very negative experience. It's a very damaging, physiologically, mentally, psychologically, like socially, like everything's terrible. You would agree with that, right? That people who are going through withdrawal it's an incredibly negative
Sure.
experience,
If it,
right?
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that.
But what's the saying? It's darkest before dusk or whatever. Like you have to do it. Like
Well, we
you
have to
can't just.
identify that value then. Like, is it worth it? Like losing however
Is it
many we're
worth
losing.
it? Is it worth it for dad to not be an alcoholic anymore? To make
Like,
him have
fuck,
to suffer
man.
through withdrawal. Like you're at this point where you see the person is getting all this pleasure from these terrible narcotics, and you're like, dude, don't do withdrawal. It's so painful. Just stay with the drugs. It's fine. Just stay with it. Like this is, like
Nope.
no, like something bad has to happen to change, or something drastic has to happen to get like the course of whatever Blizzard is on change, right? That's the whole point of the negative outcry. That's why Blizzard, or that's why Xbox or Microsoft changed the Xbox shit 60 or whatever, like, or why it was going to be such a terrible, terrible thing. Like negative public outcry is typically what drives companies because they're going to see that negative public outcry turn into some kind of a financial loss, right? Why do you think the EA president fucking resigned or whatever when he was
Well,
voted
can't you
like
do that stuff positively?
no,
Yes.
positive is a reward for doing well.
I
Negativity
mean,
is the punishment for fucking up. As a business, you survive or you die
okay. Well,
based
there's
on
an
the
easy way
money
to
that
do
you
it.
earn.
It's like Blizzard. You write a letter by Neo Destiny. A letter by Neo Destiny. Blizzard. Here's what we're upset with. What do you think about these ideas or whatever? Like constructive, right? Like
It
it's gonna get
doesn't
the same amount
matter
of attention, if not more, and it's gonna look great from by outsiders. It's gonna look
it's
fantastic.
not gonna
They're
matter if
like,
they're
wow,
already
this
making
community is really
money
cool.
though.
I
It's
think I
not
want to
gonna
sell to
matter
them.
if they're already
This
making
Destiny
money.
kid is pretty smart. I think I want to give him $1 million because he's smart.
You're not.
rather than, oh, this Destiny kid, he's fucking ranting and crying to get
You
Blizzard
have
changed.
to respect.
I don't want to give any money to Destiny because he's just complaining all the time. I'm just thinking about you, Steven.
You have to respect. Okay, this is the most important thing. Okay, that you're ever gonna learn in your life. Ready? You have to respect market forces. Okay. If a company can make money by being shit, they will always be shit. If there's no external pressure on them to change the way that they're doing, they will always be shit. And to assume anything different means that the idealistic bubble that you're living in is always going to fuck you in the end. Like,
I'm not saying they're not like. I'm just saying there's a better way to present what we want than like again. I'm trying to.
to remain incredibly positive in the face of everything that's happened and to act like there's no problems doesn't
Yeah, you
help
look like a fucking
anything.
hero, and Blizzard actually listens, and they respect
Why
you,
would they
and
listen if no
maybe
one's
shit gets
being...
because if it's a good idea, it's not like they're gonna say no, fuck you,
Okay,
right? Are you
here's a good
saying Blizzard
idea.
would do that?
Okay, how about microtransactions in StarCraft 2? There's a good idea that we had fucking 1 year ago. Why haven't they done it yet?
Microtransactions in StarCraft 2. I see. I'm not Blizzard, and I'd have to think about this.
There's no fucking good reason not to.
Why not make it microtransactions? Because it might affect the fucking I don't know bullshit. It'll affect
There's
the
no reason not to.
integrity, competitive integrity of the game. Um, why didn't they do that? I don't know.
Hold on, maybe somebody in chat can present your argument better than you can.
Wait, you're not fucking streaming, are you?
Wait, yeah, I told you at the start of this I was streaming.
What the fuck, man?
Are you
I was about
serious?
to say some secret shit. Holy shit, God damn it. See, now I have to rewind and think about what I've said. Uh, don't tell them who I am, I guess.
I didn't. No one knows, dude. Don't worry.
Fuck, dude, why don't you? God damn it. Sorry if I sound like an asshole. I'm grumpy when I talk to Steven.
I told you at the start of this that I was...
Dude, I can't believe you. Okay, whatever. I guess I don't care. What did I say? Positivity, yay.
How about we try to get really big and famous and we'll buy StarCraft. We'll buy the IP from Blizzard. Then we can do shit. How about that?
Okay, hold on. I have to think about where we left off there. Yeah, I thought we'd agreed that Blizzard is slowly improving.
Yeah, but slowly isn't
Is that
fast
where we
enough,
left off?
dude. Sure.
So we're being angry because we want it to be faster.
No, okay, so the whole point of this was you were angry because you said that all the negativity doesn't help. My point was the negativity has to help. If it doesn't, then they were never going to change anyway. And that was the whole argument, right?
I think positivity can, yeah, I guess it's
Can you think
closer
of
to.
one example in the history of all of mankind where a group of people got together to be positive against some kind of oppressive regime or some kind of unsatisfactory part of the market where
Let's
they all got
fucking show
together,
Dota players how
where they
awesome
all got
StarCraft
no,
2
I'm
is.
just asking for one example in the course of human history where a bunch of people got together and positively wrote letters or whatever to try to get people to change their ways.
We know Blizzard reads Reddit, man. We know they hear us.
I'm just
and we
saying,
know
can you
they're-
think of anything where that's ever happened?
Okay, repeat the scenario one more time. Can I think of
Scenario
a
where there are a bunch of
letters
people,
written?
a scenario where there are a bunch of people who are unpleased with something, and instead of
Okay.
protesting or doing some kind of negative outcry, they respond in a positive fashion where it changed the way that things, went.
Some business somewhere
Sure, think of anything.
where the intern had a great idea and wrote to the CEO a positive idea, and the CEO used the idea, and the intern was promoted.
Okay, where? Where did that happen?
I don't know. It's happened. Certainly, it's happened a lot. No, think about it though. Like, if the idea is good, why would it not be used, and why should the person benefit from it?
Do you
right?
think that black people should be seen like similarly to white people in terms of civil rights? Because there was this whole movement called the Civil Rights Movement where there was a negative aspect of the United States.
We can each give an example. Man.
Okay, for every one example that you give me, I'll give you 5 examples of where it's the other way around. Do you think that civil rights would have worked if instead of protesting, black people would have just like wrote letters to
So
their
you're saying
congressman?
instead of peacefully negotiating terms, it's better to just pick up the gun and start shooting.
They didn't shoot anybody in the civil rights
I'm
movement,
just
did they?
saying, just to hold the concept behind the point,
No, I'm saying that
being
negative
that
outcry,
positive is not
that
better
I'm
than
saying
negative.
that negative pressure as a result of a negative action tends to promote change more so than positive reaction to a negative action.
Maybe we're using the wrong words. Maybe like it should be like hostile
I'm
versus.
not talking about hostile. I'm just talking about I'm just saying that when people have a negative response to something that you're doing, it tends to make you want to change. No, does it not? That's like a basic tenet of human.
Okay, no, well, let's talk about that. That's fine. Okay, so let's say my girlfriend, which I don't have. Shit, what did I say in this conversation? Now I'm, God damn it.
You're all good.
Hold
Don't
on.
worry, buddy.
Uh, Fuck. Okay. Let's say my
Even
girlfriend.
Gandhi, even Gandhi, without being like violent, still promoted
Ah,
civil discontent
see,
and
that's what the
negativity
line is here. I
and
feel like there's too
negativity.
much violence with
It's
what
not
we're
about
doing.
violent. We're not. Nobody's picked up a gun and shot at Blizzard. It hasn't turned like violent or
Well,
hostile or anything like
we're
that.
like we're affecting viewership. I don't think anyone can disagree with that by doing stuff like that. People are gonna,
Possibly, and I mean,
yeah. So it's like there are some.
Gandhi
They
probably
are.
brought a
We're
lot of
making them bleed a
attention.
little bit, right? It's like,
No, but all right, you're right. I'm sorry.
all right.
I admit.
I'm
Uh,
explaining things wrong.
No, I got it. I'm wrong. I
Shut
need to
up.
stop being negative.
No, 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 no.
I'm, so-
Steven, I think
I'm
you're right.
sorry,
I've just
dude.
been trolling you this whole time.
I
I
need to
think we should
stop.
absolutely. Well, yeah, let's argue the other side for fun. Okay? I'll start.
I'm not even gonna play devil's advocate here.
Why? It's fun. Okay.
Cause I
Okay.
understand your
So,
position. You ever
Steven,
read 1984?
tonight
Do you ever read
I'm going to write
1984?
a angry blog and
You
I'm going to
ever?
put on Reddit and yell at Blizzard for being bad. That's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do tonight?
I'm not. No. I already.
Are you
I
going to write a
understand.
concise and
No,
clear?
I understand your side completely, but I disagree with it. So how am I supposed to? I'm not gonna
Oh,
devil's
okay, fair
advocate.
enough. Then we can agree to disagree.
Okay, sure.
All
But
right, let's play Infinite Crisis. I'll be Batman. No, we should do this right. Yeah, I'll be Batman. You be Joker. I'll be Batman, the guy who wants positive, and you be Joker, the guy who wants just
what if the
angry things
Joker?
to happen.
What if the Joker? What if Batman had only like wrote letters to the Joker to get him to stop terrorizing people? Do you think it would have stopped?
Joker is criminally insane, so you're calling Blizzard like criminally like I don't know. Blizzard, I think
I feel like
again,
there's a
they're doing
disconnect.
their
Like if I
thing
were
as
to
fast
kill
as they
you,
can.
if I were to
I have
kill you
faith.
and autopsy your brain, I feel like the whatever part of your brain is required for understanding analogies is like broken. I think.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, you're like the guy who's like, well, look at all you black people. You would be stuck in Africa if we hadn't brought you over for slavery. Or look, you'd probably be poor and broke. Like, look right now. Like, look how much of the percentage of the
Fuck
black.
you.
Okay, I'll play.
So,
Actually,
like-
no, I want to play devil's advocate now. This is fun. Okay, look at black people. Look how many black people are in prison right now. If they would have just stayed slaves, that we wouldn't have to worry about all these black people in prison or doing drugs or getting caught. Or the black women weren't allowed to have children, right?
Okay.
And look at all
so
these
we're
black
saying,
single moms now. We wouldn't have so many black single moms. They
I
would
don't
still
know
just
about this
stay
example,
slaves.
man. You're
Like,
comparing
this is all
Blizzard being
no,
slow on a
I'm
game.
not. No, I'm just saying that
to-
there might be negative stuff, but let's just stay positive and let's look at the positive side of things. Look at all
Well,
these
there's
black.
no like.
What about
Here's
a
what
lot
you
of the
do.
black
Okay,
people?
no, I'll use this. Here, let me respond. I'll use this. This is fine.
Okay.
Like, and let's say slavery existed. Uh, Gosh, this is an interesting example because that started with like. It all depends on the group of people that you're dealing with. Like this is like this example. I don't know if this can work, man.
I think it's a fine example.
No, it's like. Like we can agree that slavery is wrong. right? As a general, whatever.
We can agree that slavery is wrong, just like we can agree that Blizzard is fucking up with StarCraft 2, correct?
Okay, this is good. Yeah,
Okay,
bringing. Okay,
there we go. We're
so
drawing the
Blizzard is. So
parallels.
I would argue Blizzard is moving slowly, but generally improving StarCraft. You are trying to. Are
Gotcha.
trying to figure it out.
And I would argue that the slave owners were giving their slaves nicer places to sleep, and that was fine. They were taking care of them better.
I don't like this, man.
We're drawing
I don't think
parallels,
this is-
man. Come on, this is an
Oh,
analogy. This is a powerful analogy. Let's keep going. Come on.
I think Blizzard would listen to. I think the Blizzard is listening to the community. Blizzard is listening to the community. They have accounts on Reddit. They are reading it, and they are trying to figure out the best way to make things work.
And I think that the U.S. government listened to slaves. They gave them the 3/5 compromise. If you were a black person, you got to be counted as 3/5 of a person, so you still kind of had a say in things, and they were listening to how upset people were.
I think Blizzard is putting up their actual money, something they haven't necessarily done in the past, to help separate the esports side of it, and they're trying everything they can to improve the situation so that everyone can benefit.
Okay.
And no one is binded by chains.
And the federal government in some places in the South had like rules and regulations on things that you could or couldn't do with slaves. And I mean, which kind of made things better than everybody. The slaves were a little bit better off, and the slave owners were a little bit better off, and everybody kind of got by better.
Everyone. Okay, hold on.
I feel like this
wanna
analogy
go
is,
with this?
is pretty good. Do you see how
I don't
fucked
think
up
it's
this
that
is?
good, man.
So
I don't think it's good.
at some point, you need to go, okay, this is not right. The federal government needs to not have black people enslaved at all. We need to have a massive fucking change in how the federal government is dealing with things, because making concessions to slavery is wrong when the entire idea of slavery is wrong, right? There is no way to acceptably present slavery, much the same way that there is no way to acceptably present Blizzard's current plan with StarCraft 2. And the only way that things are going to get better is for a massive public outcry to drive Blizzard or the US federal government to either completely change the way they're handling StarCraft 2 or to abolish slavery entirely, right? Oh my god, we just drew so many parallels between those two analogies. I feel like I'm in English class. Holy shit.
If the majority wants things changed, then it will change, kind of a thing. I mean, I think I think we're agreeing on most of these points, Steven. It's just the approach.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I think you can make reverberations positively, more so than negatively, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's possible.
That fucking Martin Luther King, what an asshole, man. He made the US government look really bad, I think. He made all of us look really bad, don't you think? Right? When they could have just politely, like, gotten legislation passed to get rid of slavery, they had to, like, march on shit, and it was just terrible, right?
These don't line up.
You don't think
at
Martin
all.
Luther King shitted up the
These
whole
don't line up
fucking
at
United
all.
States?
These
How do
are
they not
like
line up at all?
not. This is the most not lining up thing
The
ever.
federal government,
If
aka
I
the
had to
federal
draw
government.
a
No,
circle,
stop. Oh my god.
I would never be a
These
straight line, and that's
parallels
how.
are stronger than the erection that I have right now, okay? Look at these fucking parallels, okay? Fucking Blizzard, aka the federal government, is doing
these are
something
fucking
terrible.
intersecting
Is doing
lines.
something terrible. No, I like this analogy because I get to be Martin
Perpendicular.
Luther King in this analogy, okay? So it's even better.
God.
Okay? So Blizzard, aka the US federal government, is doing something
Okay.
terrible, such as the way they're handling Blizzard or the
Okay.
acceptance of slavery.
Okay,
And
cool.
somebody like Martin Luther King gets up on stage and shits everything up by complaining, aka Destiny, makes a post and shits up on stage and gets everything playing, and all these big people in the community like Husky agreed with me, or all these people in the community like Malcolm X agreed with Martin Luther King, right?
Okay, I mean, did Martin Luther King do it aggressively or passively? Did he
was
stand on a
aggressive as
stage,
fuck.
use his voice?
He was
Did
aggressive
he
as
try to
fuck.
rally his people to understand what is truly right? Did he, did he, or was he trying to bash on? I don't know. Fuck,
It was
man.
terrible. Everything Martin Luther King was making a terrible portrayal of the United States. Martin Luther King was saying the United States is fucking up its policy. There are no more concessions to be made about slaves. There needs to be equal rights. I have a
think you're
dream that one day a colored child and a fucking white child can run around and fuck each other and nobody will be mad about it. Like,
This doesn't work, man. It's just
It's
no.
how does it? It's like literally like this is the best analogy I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. I'm like this analogy is making me euphoric. I wish I had a fucking fedora on right now because I feel
How
so enlightened.
unparalleled are they? This is more unparalleled than Back to the Future.
How is? Tell me where this analogy fails. Tell me what. Tell me the failures. How is this analogy a bad dichotomy
Okay,
or
let
a
me think
failure?
about the most. Okay, hold on. Let's see. So okay. Let's see here. The fact that there aren't any other ways. Like you're saying, Martin